Yeah, it was kind of one of those things where it's just like, they're going to end it like that. Well, John Cena gets his momentum, I guess. But
he hit it, and I'm like, he's going to kick out, and then I looked at the clock, and it said 8:59. I was like, oh shit, no, he's not. And yeah, it's just really sudden, and there wasn't that whole setup or like, oh, here it goes. It's just like five knuckle shuffle, AA 1 2 3. You're like, what? It's over? But
yeah,
who knows?
Yeah, it's funny because I think I said beforehand, I was thinking that to myself, I can guarantee that Baron Corbin's going to be involved in some kind of big match at this year's WrestleMania, whether it be a multi-man match or whatever it may be. I think that Baron Corbin, like you said, he's going to definitely break out even further in this year, regardless of what people might believe or not. But that is going to wrap it up for Raw and SmackDown. A couple things we got to cover at least before we hit the road, of course. Next week, Saturday, for those of you that are interested in professional wrestling and live in the Wisconsin area, Wisconsin Pro Wrestling presents Square One in Green Bay, Wisconsin at the Sandlot Entertainment Complex. It is looking to be a very good card, in all honesty. But we'll get into that a little bit more next week when we do the WPW preview show. So definitely tune in for that next Thursday. AJ, where can people find you and Chris on Twitter or on social media?
You can find us at Smark Money on Twitter, at KLOG7 on Twitter for Chris, at Agents81 for myself on Twitter. You can find us on Facebook, just facebook.com/SmarkMoney. You can find our podcast on SoundCloud, on iTunes. Also, but you were talking about WPW, I also want to bring up, I know it's a couple months down the road, but we have WPW coming back to Stevens Point April 15th.
Woo!
I don't know if I'm supposed to say anything. I'm not going to until I officially get the confirmation that it's okay, but I know what the event is going to be in Stevens Point. And it is, I won't say it over the air, but I'll tell you in person later.
All right.
But it is going to be a very, very big event for WPW, which I was talking it over with Ben McCoy about what the next event for Stevens Point should be. And I said, after him winning the title in Stevens Point, which was a huge deal and a huge mark, not only for Stevens Point, but for WPW itself, I said, I think the best way to follow it up would be what this next show is going to be. So it's going to be a huge show. Obviously, we're going to have more info as the weeks and months progress. There's going to be flyers. You're going to hear it from us constantly every week, especially as it comes closer to that. So yeah, I'll fill you all in with that. Whoever's listening, whoever's interested. We'll fill you in with that as the time comes. But yeah, just if you have any questions, comments, concerns, loves, hates, likes, dislikes, like I said, hit us up on Twitter, Facebook, and SoundCloud and iTunes. Rock
on. So again, you guys heard it here directly from AJ himself. April 15th, WPW comes back to Stevens Point. It is going to be an awesome, can't-miss show. Of course, guys, Squared Circle Podcast you can always find on Spreaker.com, iTunes, Player.fm, PodDirectory.com, Stitcher.com, TuneIn Radio, IW Nerd, Satchel Podcast Player, Castbot.fm, as well as Mr. NTG1990 on YouTube. You can follow up Spencer Hart at Spencer Hart TSC, Mr. Max Beatty at Agent Cooper 1989. Also, go check out his YouTube on YouTube, Agent Cooper, as well as myself at Nate Effin Great. That is going to wrap it up for this edition of Still to Be Determined. We will get back to you with the title long before the merger happens. Thank you again, AJ, for joining me here for this show. Always awesome talking to you. Always awesome having these kind of conversations. But also, I will say this, that you and Chris have something that's mine. I'm looking to take it at Royal Rumble weekend.
Yeah, I mean, you can wish in one hand and you can shit getting the other and see which one fills up faster. But I got a feeling that belt's going to stay around one of our ways. And if you don't like it, I got 2 words for you.
Dead silence. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this edition of To Be Determined. So we will see you guys, whether it be next week, whether it be the week following. But be sure to follow these guys because they have the Smark Money podcast coming up probably later on this week as well as future coming. So guys, see you guys later. Have a good week, and we will see you tomorrow for the Squared Circle podcast. Bye-bye.